Hubbardsville. You got the community of Glen Allen, which is right up in through here. And if this continues, I'm pretty sure the Weather Service will have to pull the trigger on a tornado warning for the western part of Walker County. This would include places like Kansas, Eldridge, and Carbon Hill. So again, if you're watching us, this is what could be a very significant tornado that is currently located down to the south of Glen Allen, moving up to the north and east. Let's go back to Charles for just a second. Charles, any damage reports from your end here lately?
Well, it looks like we've got some trees, tree down reported on a home just west of Alabama Highway 96, just to the west of Millport there in Lamar County. And that was from earlier. That was that same storm that crossed into the southern part of Fayette. And also damage reports of some trees down in spots in the same track. We actually have a new severe thunderstorm warning for the folks in Winston County. I'm going to zoom out and slide up to Winston County. It's in the northern part of Winston County. It does include that little rise there on 278 just north of Double Springs. If you're in Ash Ridge, Grayson, Pebble, most likely you're getting some 1-inch hail, winds of 70 miles an hour, not out of the question. So it's not just a tornado threat that we're dealing with. Damaging straight line winds and large hail will be possible. And this is that severe thunderstorm warning, and that is going to be until 7:45. So I want to make sure we include that in our coverage. That was just issued. But this is the storm of most concern, the northern fringe here between Hubbardsville and Glen Allen, moving eastward. And this is going to move into at least the outer part of that storm is already moving into Walker County now. So if you're in Eldridge, you need to go ahead and start thinking about your plan of action. Most likely this will continue to push east. And these storms, same story, they'll be cyclic. They'll weaken, re-strengthen. So folks in Walker County, heads up to you. No warning yet, but most likely we'll see a warning of some sort, whether it be a severe thunderstorm warning or they continue that tornado warning into Walker County. But so far, 2 warnings. The first warning to our south in the southern half of Fayette County includes Fayette, Berry, and then that one is moving towards the east at about 30 miles an hour. Same storm moving about 30 miles an hour to the east and northeast in Hubbardsville, between Hubbardsville and Glen Allen. And I think that's the storm of most concern right now. Again, moving towards the east. If you're in Carbon Hill or Eldridge, you need to go ahead and start thinking about that plan of action. I wouldn't be surprised if some sort of warning is coming for you guys very, very soon.
Yeah, let's go back to Brian's stream, by the way, Charles.
Yeah, let's pull him back up there.
Brian, it looks like you're in Fayette now, right?
I'm just getting into Fayette. Yes, James. We're at 171 turns. I just passed the intersection, I think, with 159.
Yep, that goes down to Gordo. And what we want you to do is head up, again, you're coming in the Safeway now. The southern storm is just done.
Yeah, I mean, it's wiped out now.
There's nothing going on down there. So Brian is going to go up and work the storm that's near Hubbardsville. And again, we're getting reports of the possible tornado near the school. If you know the community of Hubbardsville, you basically got the school, and that's the big game in town right there. And again, you can see the circulation behind me. But Brian, out of curiosity, we want to see if there's a damage track across US 43 north of Fayette. Again, you go up there about 7 miles. We have had multiple reports and actual video or images of this tornado as it came through the community of Bluff. So again, we're going to keep Brian's stream in one box. We'll keep us in here on the other box. And again, I want to go back very quickly, not that one, but to this one. And again, this is the image of the tornado itself. This is that tornado that came through the northern part of Fayette County. This passed north of the city of Fayette. And again, this was in the community of Bluff. And this happened, I'd say maybe about 15 minutes ago. And it's hard to tell with the tree line and everything else, but that could be a very sizable tornado based on what we're seeing right here. So again, we've heard of no specific damage other than trees down. But anyway, one note from the Weather Service, they're not going to cancel the southern warning in Fayette County to avoid confusion. And I think that's a good call. If you cancel the southern warning, then people might hear that the warning has been canceled, and people up there where the storm is dangerous, they might not do anything. So we'll go back. And again, this is boy, that is very, very tight. Yeah. This is a very dangerous storm. I mean, this is an extremely dangerous storm. This could be a larger tornado. We've talked about it in that enhanced risk area today, the chance of some of these larger tornadoes, and that could be one. This thing is passing south of Glen Allen. It came right through Hubbardsville. And Brian, I tell you what I'd like for you to do. If you can go up 43 and see if you see a damage path, and if you don't, let's go over to Hubbardsville and let's check on the school. over there and see how they're faring with this thing. Let me take a look at the correlation coefficient product. And again, there is evidence of maybe a little negative spot right here, and that could be a spot where debris is being lofted right here. And again, what happens, the radar sees raindrops and the typical precipitation targets and hail. If there's something different that doesn't correlate with the other echoes, then it puts a negative value in there, and sometimes that can represent debris that is being lofted. That would not be surprising at all. So this is the way the storm looks on the reflectivity display. And again, there's the classic hook echo right here. And the most impressive part of this thing is the velocity display, and that is just a very, very intense
Did an
rotation.
analysis on that, James. It's about 130 mile an hour gate-to-gate shear, and it's right on top of each other. The pixels are right there. It's about 70 on 60.
Yeah, I'm looking at 60, and I'm looking at 53, so that's way over 100 knots of gate-to-gate shear. Wow. That is just a very dangerous storm, and we've got a tornado warning now for Marion and Walker counties for this thing.
Yeah,
so the Weather Service,
that one.
and there's no choice. You've got to warn for this. And let me just say right now, if you're living in Eldridge, Kansas, or Carbon Hill, you want to be in a safe place right now. This is a very dangerous storm, and again, this is life-threatening. What could be a large tornado is very close to Hubbardsville in northern Fayette County. This is north of the city of Fayette, moving northeast. And again, you've got Interstate 22. And let me just put out a call here for those that might be driving. Nobody should be driving along Interstate 22 between Jasper and Winfield, period. So if you're listening, and what you need to do is pull off and go into a safe place. This could be a gas station, a convenience store, a restaurant, any site-built structure on the lowest level, and just get off the road. Nobody should be driving on Interstate 22. You don't want to be on the highway when this thing crosses over Interstate 22. You do not want to be there. If you live in a mobile home, and if you, in fact, let me just show you the polygon. Let's go back to the main graphic system here, and let me just show you who's in and who's out. And again, the deal we have with these, and if we can expand it out a little bit wider, Charles, this does not include Jasper. I want to make that perfectly clear, okay? Jasper is down here. Jasper is not in this tornado warning. You might hear some siren going off. You might hear a weather radio tripping. This is the part of Walker County that is in the polygon. This includes Carbon Hill, it includes Eldridge, it includes Kansas, it includes Nauvoo. That's Highway 5. Highway 5 is right in through here. Nauvoo is here, runs down to Jasper, but again, Jasper's not in it. There's Interstate 22. And again, we just advise nobody driving from Jasper to Winfield. That makes it easy to remember. But Carbon Hill, Kansas, Eldridge, all right? That's Alabama Highway 13. You see running right up through here. It says 118, but that's actually Alabama Highway 13. This is old U.S. Highway 78, now branded as Alabama 5, and that's Interstate 22. So that's your tornado warning polygon. Let's go back to the high-res radar, and we'll double box me with Brian. And Brian, again, tell us if you see, you're still in Fayette, right?
Yes, I'm on the north side of Fayette, just about to pass the airport.
All right. And again, wanted to mention, just for those that might have relatives up here, there's a tornado warning for Limestone County, Alabama. We got a tornado 7 miles west of Ardmore, and we're not going to go up there. This is Huntsville's television market, 13 miles north of Athens. That is near the state line, moving east. So Limestone County, Alabama is under a tornado warning. But for us now, this is the main storm that we're working right now. The southern storm that came through southern Fayette County has not shown any sign of rotation here in the last 15 minutes. So again, this is a very dangerous storm that is going to be coming up on Interstate 22, old US 78, which is branded now, I believe it's Alabama Highway 118. That's the brand for this thing now. But you get the idea. We just don't want anybody up in here. And people that live in Carbon Hill and Eldridge and Kansas, they're familiar with tornadoes. Carbon Hill was hit back in 2002 during the horrible Veterans Day tornado outbreak. But again, this is thank goodness the gate-to-gate shear has been reduced, and this is cyclic. You're not going to see this thing staying the same every volume scan. It's going to look different. Let's go back to the high-resolution radar, or I'm sorry, the main graphics box, and this will show the hook echo. And if we can stick that behind me back here, Dennis, this is going to show the main graphics system that has the hook, again, which obviously is right here, and it'll be coming up in this direction right in through here. You've got Eldridge, which is here. That's Alabama Highway 13. That's Interstate 22. That's right up here. That's Old Highway 78 right here. And Again, that's going to be coming in pretty close to Eldridge, Carbon Hill, Kansas. So if you are in any of those three communities, you want to be in a safe place. No mobile homes, no vehicles. You just don't want to be there. You want to be in a good, safe place until these